Let me talk to the basement dwellers for a second. Doechii is not an industry plant. You are just a mouth breather. I've made videos about Aiden Ross. A lot of us are talking about what's going on with Aiden Ross, but I felt like this isn't just about Aiden Ross. This is about Doechii. This is Doechii's moment. And I feel like this video is the video people aren't making and talking about. We gonna talk about this whole industry plant thing, and I am going for the last time show y'all Doechii is a provable not industry plant. So send this to whatever basement dwelling, mouth breathing person that says Doechii is an industry plant. Now, let's start this off with what is an industry plant. Let me read this real quick. Okay, so an industry plant according to Google's AI that we're forced to use. All right, let's just read the definition, all right? An industry plant is a derogatory term for a musician who seems to rise to fame organically, but is secretly backed by major, pay attention to all the words. An industry plant is a derogatory term for a musician who seems to blow up and rise to fame organically, but is secretly backed by a major record label or powerful industry figures using significant resources, money, connections to create a manufactured, self-made image. They present as independent while receiving massive promotion through playlists, radio, and media, leading fans to believe their success is purely talent-based. Now let that marinate for a second. Let that definition marinate, right? If you got to go back, rewind a little bit and read it, and hear me say it again, do that, right? If you got to pause, go to Google, type this in, do it. Now let's look at the key characteristics. Because a lot of people are just making a dunking on Aiden vids, which are needed too. Don't get it twisted. We need to dunk on him anytime we can. But this video is the one that we need. You understand me? And I don't want to feel pompous, but I'm just saying this is for Doechii. Like, listen. Because their song was about being an industry plant. All right. Characteristics. Hidden backing. Remember that. These are the key characteristics. Hidden backing, major label funding, and connections. Managers, playlists, curators, etc. are used behind the scenes. Remember that. Remember that. I might get a little passionate this video. It's going to be one of these screw passionate videos. Just, I apologize ahead of time, but I really don't apologize. False narrative. The artist promotes a story of struggling and achieving fame independently, creating a pseudo-organic following. That's another one. Rapid success. They often seem to blow up overnight. Remember that. Blow up overnight. Keep that in your mental Rolodex. Despite potentially having extensive back catalogs or earning industry involvement. Okay. Origin. The term originated in the hip-hop community is now used across genres, often with a negative connotation, implying a lack of authenticity. Now, what is the controversy? This is also important to read. Authenticity. Fans value genuine discovery, and deception undermines this. This is why that could be a problem. Here's the second one. Unfair advantage. It highlights an imbalance of power in the music industry where some artists get huge boosts and others can't. Remember that. Criticism. Some argue it's a conspiracy theory, disproportionately targets women, and deflects from systematic issues within itself. Now, let's keep it gangster. Do I believe that industry plants are a thing? Yes. But I believe it's pretty obvious when someone's an industry plant. Now, let's really break down and summarize what this is. So basically, an industry plant is somebody with no history, with just popped up out of nowhere, or seemingly popped up out of nowhere, who you can't go back and see their grind, their story that made them up to this point. They were created by a label. They were planted by the industry, right? Because if they have a past and they have a lineage and they have a story, and then they signed with the label, and the label made them omnipresent, then that wouldn't be an industry plant, would it? It would just be the record label doing its job. Why? When you sign that contract, it tells you that's what they're going to do. Why would you sign with a label if it wasn't to make you popular? Okay. Now, here's the part that bodies me so much. There's a lot of people you can say are industry plants. And in fact, you could pick some good targets, and maybe some people go back and delete when they get signed, they delete their social medias, they delete everything. And then right there, and they might, if they don't have a past, it looks crazy. They can even be like, I do have a past. I just deleted it all. Okay, cool. Here's the thing that kills me that y'all specifically chose Doechii. And I know it ain't got nothing to do with industry plant. And it probably has a lot more to do with her ample melanin and her lack of penile. I think that has more to do with it than y'all are giving. But let's just look at this, right? Doechii, where did she come from? Well, there's this button on YouTube right here. When you go to somebody's channel, it goes latest, popular, and oldest. Well, this button right here, this oldest button next to top key terms, that shouldn't really, if she's an industry plant, that shouldn't go too far back, right? Let's click it, shall we? Wow, hold on. 10 years ago. Do you want to build a snowman? Let's take a look at this.
Hi babies, welcome to my channel. I am Doechii TV.
This looks like baby Doechii. What year is this? I need the actual year. 2015. A decade ago. Actually, 11 years ago. Wow.
Today I have a little sneak peek for you just to introduce you to my channel. And I also have my girl Doechii. She's going to be joining.
Look at these industry plants. No, TDE knew. This is TDE. Y'all don't realize TDE funded this. This is TDE's basement. TDE paid for them steps. They paid for this camera. That's maybe not even the 1080p. No, she's an industry plant. Hold on. Keep being a plant.
Joining me, and we're going to be covering Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Make sure you check out her channel. I'll have it right.
Hold on.
Thank you so much for being here.
Hold on.
Girl talk.
Sorry, Doechii. I'm gonna skip because I gotta talk to the incels for a second. Hold on.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Matter of fact, we need to hear this because you was chopping 10 years ago. Hold on.
Come on, let's go and play.
You know what? Why the Doechii slander kills me the most? Doechii looks like she could be in my family. Like, I got cousins that look exactly like her. Like, my sister, I have an older sister too, and I get very triggered when when things happen to black women because of my mother. My mom raised me basically by herself since like middle school, and then my sister. So like two of the most powerful people in my life are black women. So I will I'm not even gonna get in this, I'm gonna get emotional. But so 10 years ago, the first video on this Doechii channel is her making music. 10 years ago. It's right there. It's right there, guys. It's right here. Okay, let's keep going. Not only was Doechii's history documented, not only was she doing it herself this whole time, she damn near over-documented her rise, her career. Doechii wasn't just an up-and-coming artist. She was damn near a YouTuber. You can't say she came out of nowhere. Just say you didn't pay attention. Hold on. We're going to keep going, Doechii. Now, I got you, Doechii. Don't ever worry. Sister, I have you. I have Let me give them thunder right now. Okay. So, the time a female came from, look at all these. 10 years ago. 10 years ago. No record label. This is a music YouTuber. The story times. She's telling you her whole life story. She got story times from 10 years ago. She almost got kidnapped. She got one where she doo-dooed on herself too. That's how open she was with her story. She was so real with y'all. She told you a story where she dookied on herself. She was so real about her story. And y'all gonna tell me she came out of nowhere? You gonna tell me she industry built? Come on, hold on. We're going to keep going. Because there's one particular... Keep looking at all this melanin. I know it makes you mad. Keep looking at all this melanin. I know it makes you mad. Senior Chorus Disney's trip. This is baby Doechii. Industry plant. Yup. Where did she come from? She came out of nowhere. First time I got... Yeah. Doechii, we can link up, throw one in the air. You hear me? Anyway, no, I need a particular video. Y'all gotta watch a particular video. This is for the incels. Hold on. Shout out to Doechii, man. Shout out to you for documenting this. Watch this video right here.
So I got fired today.
I need y'all to watch. 5 years ago. I need y'all to listen to this. I need y'all to watch this. She got fired. Because you know this is TDE cameras. Obviously, this is Universal Music. This is a Universal Music video shoot. Y'all didn't know that? They know 5 years ago, they knew she was going to be, they're planting her. It was a 10-year plant job. Y'all didn't know. They're sowing the seeds. He said, all right, make a story time about how you doo-dooed on yourself. Make your first video you singing can you build a snowman, and then make a story about how you were, before we even knew who you are. That's how we'll really get them. Watch this. You are watching an independent artist. And I've been in this position. If you're an independent artist, you get fired, you don't know what you're doing. She's a YouTuber too. So she has my heart. She's a musician and a YouTuber. That's literally my story. I'm getting hot, bro. I'm getting hot. All them Aiden Rosses, Acadiddlers, all them people, bro. Watch.
I don't give a fuck.
She don't care. I feel it. I need y'all to watch this. It's gonna be a long video.
Be straight.
Okay. You know what's beautiful is she believed in herself, but you can tell, and as an artist, and that was in this position one time, she is terrified. I can see it in her eyes. She knows that she has to just believe in herself now, but watch. I can't believe y'all could watch this.
I think tomorrow.
And tell me she's a plant.
I'm just gonna go to a whole bunch of like studios and like ask if they have any internships open.
She's literally talking about working her way through the industry on an internship level first. She's an industry plant? Oh, God, I hate y'all so much. I hate y'all.
Also just like ask questions. Like, I don't fucking know.
She don't know. Look at this. You think she acting?
We're just gonna go in. Studios. What else? Motherfucking
Eating some
record
baked
label
lays.
companies. Like, I'm just gonna go in
She don't even know what her life's about to be at
and
this point.
ask. Who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
I have nothing to lose.
And you won, sister.
I literally have nothing to lose. I have
I'm
no
getting
place. I have
goosebumps.
no job.
Oh my
I have no
God.
children. I'm getting
sad.
Who gives a fuck?
I'm about to
Who
get emotional.
cares? Who fucking cares? I'm just gonna do it.
Aiden cares,
You know
apparently. So, if you can watch this video, right, and you can tell me that she's making this up or she's some sort of plant, then you have some sort of inhumanity in yourself. If you can clearly see this woman that was distraught, she didn't know what she was going to do with the rest of her life. She's scared now. She has to jump into the deep end. And whoever fired you that day gave you a blessing, Doechii. They gave you a blessing. F that person, but also thank that person. But back to y'all. So she has her whole lineage down to the part where she gets fired and shows you the video she starts taking music seriously. This is like an origin movie. This is literally like watching how Spider-Man became Spider-Man. Like, how the hell do you watch all of the... You watch all the Dark Knights and then at the end of it be like, well, how did he become Batman? I think it just happened out of nowhere. No. Look, I pooped myself. The video's right there. Right? So this, she literally has evidence she's not an industry plant. They keep going. Okay, well, maybe she's not, but she just got anxiety out of nowhere. She just had a huge hit out of nowhere. We're going to talk about anxiety. But let me tell y'all something about a huge hit out of nowhere. Doechii just out of a sudden just had a hit record. Why she have a hit record? Watch this. Watch this. Some of y'all don't even know this is Doechii's song. I mean, where I might even get disclaimed a little bit, but I need y'all to listen. Because some of y'all don't know this is Doechii's song. And this song came out in 2023. So everybody says Anxiety was her first hit record out of nowhere. You're an idiot. This is her song. Lord have mercy. All right, this is Screw from the Future, and I had to mute that part of the video because of copyright. But if you don't know it off the music video, it's the song that goes, "What it is, yo, what's up? Every good girl needs a little thug." It's that song. So anyway, back to the video. And yeah, I'm wearing a bonnet, nigga. Gangsta. You've heard that song. Might not have known it was Doechii, but you've heard that song. So it sounds a lot. It sounds a lot less crazy when he goes, okay, how'd she get 2 hit records? It sounds a lot. You got to pretend like Anxiety's the first time she's ever had a hit record. Now, it might be her biggest record. You got to pretend to push the industry plant narrative more. Because if you go, this is actually her 2nd hit. It would sound a lot less conspiratorial, wouldn't it? It would just sound like maybe she just knows how to make a hit record.
Every black boy needs a little love.
Cooked it, and she got Kodak in there. Now, here's another thing about Anxiety. So Anxiety's not even her first hit record. Here's the crazy part. Anxiety came out of Doechii's an industry plant. How did she all of a sudden get Anxiety? It just came out of nowhere. How dare she? I don't know where this came from. What did... Y'all picked the wrong person to call an industry plant. I'm going to keep it gangster. This song was literally in her bedroom after she got fired. You picked the wrong one to call an industry plant. It was like, Uno reverse. You didn't know that she had She literally has a video of her rapping to this with this little Focusrite thing on her laptop that later makes a single. So we literally see the process of Anxiety before it came out. Wow! So Anxiety didn't just come out of nowhere? She actually wrote and recorded this song all these years ago? Sounds like an industry plant to me. Now, I don't even want to play the whataboutism, right? But if y'all really want to talk about industry plant, let me tell y'all something. And I know the reason why Aiden Ross is doing this is because he's just trying to Drake. That's all he's trying to do. I get it. And those people are looking at this as a extension of the Drake-Kendrick battle, and those weirdos have never had a problem attacking women. They've never had a problem being like, the dude's around? Shh. Women, come here. They've never had a problem doing that, so they're going to attack Doechii because they think that like that makes them tough. But let's talk about an industry plant, because this is how I also know a lot of you niggas aren't really Drake fans. Y'all niggas aren't really Drake fans. I was a real Drake fan. Let's talk about industry plant. Drake's first single. I had to Google this before so I made sure. Now, the first time I ever heard Drake rap or saw Drake rap, and I'm not just going off my experience, was Degrassi. It was a network television show. He was already in the industry at that point. If you guys have a serious video of Drake making music before Degrassi, if you got a serious, not just him as some like bar mitzvah or something, rapping bar, making music and being serious like Doechii was, show that to me. But let's look at his first single. Drake's first single, hold on. Drake's first single was Best I Ever Had on the 2009 mixtape So Far Gone. You know who shot the music video to that? Now, you can go through the discography of So Far Gone and look at some of the stuff. You know who shot Best I Ever Had? What does that say? Kanye West? Huh! So you pop out of a network television show. Your first single, your first album mixtape, I'm pretty sure you already have Wayne features, or you're already working with Wayne. You got Kanye beats on it. And then now Kanye directs your first music video. And it doesn't end there, ladies and gentlemen. What was, because Best I Ever Had was his first single. But you know what's crazier than Kanye West being your first, the person who directed your first video, and that you already had Kanye West beats on your first, or I think like your first major mixtape, and that you really don't have a history too much of, you know what makes it even crazier? Before Best I Ever Had, Drake had Replacement Girl featuring who? Trey Songz. In 2007 with the music video. So 2007, you already have your first official song and it's with Trey Songz. 2009, you have Best I Ever Had and So Far Gone. So if we're going to apply those rules and say that's why Doechii is an industry plant, even though I just showed you her whole history is documented and her biggest song she made before she was famous, but then all of a sudden, you look at Drake's first big musical things and they're all pretty major. That's weird. And the only other thing I saw with Drake possibly having music before this was 2006. He had a song that was already on a soundtrack. So, Aiden, if you have such a rage boner for industry plants, maybe you should look in on Drake. Because Drake might have been one of the best planted industry plants there's ever been. Could be wrong though, but you tell me. Doechii, I love you. This is what happens when you get where you're going. Even watching that video of you getting fired, I hope you go back and you watch that and you don't let any of these weirdos make you forget what it felt like in that position. Because right now, all these eyes looking on you, all this hate, all this is one thing. But I guarantee you that feeling that you had when you didn't know what you were going to do with the rest of your life, you got fired that day and you was through a Hail Mary pass and hope for your dreams and hope that it was going to hit, you were in a worse position. Just remember that. And I know it's hard to, you know what I mean? Because it's hard for me sometimes to remember my beginnings and I'm nowhere near as present as you are. You dig? So Doechii, we here for you. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm going to fight for Doechii. And if your biggest problems is she screamed at people for the umbrella and that she made a pretty tasteless joke about straight men, okay, but that's not a really the Aiden Rosses. You're standing next to 6ix9ine who had a weird case. You're standing next to academics who be fighting grape cases, lost his Twitch because he was talking sexually to a 15-year-old boy. You're a weirdo. Like, you're also a weirdo. And then that's what did it for you? Mr. The woke mob makes it so we can't even make jokes anymore. Doechii's joke offended me. Doechii's joke offended me. Tired of y'all, dog.